life isn't about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. Loving yourself isn't vanity. It's pure sanity. Even though I come across as a package of beauty and success, I wish to glorify the importance of setbacks and failures. For if it were not for these, I would not be able to carve a niche for myself. A lot of people out there need to know that what is really impressive in life is the victories we have accomplished within ourselves. It is how we learn to heal our childhood wounds, how we overcome the unhealthy patterns to cultivate the positive habits. Eventually, our whole existence is a masterclass of our resilience. I learned nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks, nothing at all. Along the journey of life, there would be embarrassing oops, but nonetheless, it's the life-changing ifs that are much more important. Because we all need to forget how we feel in the spur of the moment and instead remember what we truly deserve and just go after it. I went through my first setback quite early in life. Unfortunately, I couldn't have a normal childhood like my friends did, as my mother was battling a severe condition of mental illness, often leaving me with disbeliefs and questions, why me? But I couldn't afford self-pitying. I had to survive this at all costs. With no choice in hand, I learned to depend on myself. I developed a deep connection with my own self. My first lesson learned quite early. You have to override all odds, come what may. My next setback was when the eccentric genius in me wanted to explore and take chances. While aspiring to do journalism and content writing, my hardcore engineer father chartered a more secure career option, a degree in Bachelor of Technology for me. It was my life, my career, but alas, I didn't have the right to make my own choices. My interest was considered a little insignificant before my father's dream for me. However, the fighter within me kept surfacing, taking me in another direction altogether. In less than 2 months into the curriculum, I took up modeling, and coveted pageants happened to me. And yes, I was living another dream. I bagged the Miss Nagpur and thereafter the Miss Maharashtra and various other awards. The glitz and the glamour of media was very mesmerizing. I was enjoying the so-called page 3 status. The contracts and the shoots made me financially independent, and I was already being looked upon as the flag bearer of the Young Achievers Club. I had realized by now that if you set your mind to something, sky is the only limit. When I was at the top of my game, there came my next setback. My escalation came at an invaluable cost. I lost my people, my relationships, my spaces, and my material things. With absolute no focus on my academics, my grades took another direction. Not surprisingly, my humble family was utterly disappointed in me. I still can recollect the stern phone calls of my father, and all he said, "Make sure you have something to fall back on, honey." I thought, if I fall, I'll fall back only on my faith. I had the guts to fail after all. And here's the thing, I didn't quit my grads. I did fail, but with immense persistence and time management skills, I successfully could get out of the college with a degree in distinction. After all, every failed experiment is just one step closer to an unimaginable success. This gave me the mantra of immense success in life. Practice the law of equilibrium. as balance is the key to achieving whatever we desire, a key to have a limitless life. Another challenge that I encountered was transitioning from a metropolitan to a remote mining town of Orissa after marriage. The most difficult task onto me was to learn everything and learn playing perfectionist in handling the nuances of a family life. Yes, I was struggling to accept the new change, struggling to be accepted too, with a constant unsettling void and purposelessness feelings. But since learning had become a habit for me, it helped me acclimatize to these strange environments. And here I was, doing iron ore mining and steel making. I picked this up as a new thing, as a business choice, with neutral dedication. In times to come, I was blessed with a marvelous baby boy. And suddenly it all started making sense. Lesson learned: adaptability is the simple secret of survival. Life seemed like a sparkling dream when I was crowned Mrs. Delhi and Mrs. India, when we moved back to Delhi after a short stint in Orissa. I was living my passion along with my profession. It was a limitless life, being an artist, a speaker, a presenter for various fashion, lifestyle, and charitable shows, until life hit me like a boomerang when I was diagnosed with an early stage cancer at the age of 25. I battled severe pain, both physically and psychologically. Since the list of my woes is long and scary, I would rather stick to the strengths that I discovered in my adversity in order to bring hope to people who need to hear this today. The whole health setback subtly taught me the importance to understand that we all have limited time access in this world. This allowed me to gain a new perspective, the importance of understanding the whole purpose of being here in the first place: evolution. After all, we cannot become what we want to become by remaining where we are. It's our choice: do we want to evolve or do we want to repeat? This indeed has been the most ceremonial setback in my life. Since of all the roads I've traveled, the journey back to myself has been the most magnificent one. Life was slowly getting settled with the health, career, family. But I still always was restless. I wanted to do so much more with myself, something with a bigger purpose, something to contribute to the human race, to understand the whole idea of my existence. But I just didn't know what, until one day in a hospital visit from a regular checkup in the cancer OPD center, I noticed a man from a nearby village in UP, near Delhi, sitting alone in one corner, awaiting his chance to see the doctor. He was a cancer patient, but why lonely? He was abandoned by his family because they had beliefs of the disease being contagious. This gave me an alarm. And here's the thing: every person in this life condition needs our help. Each house needs our help. The whole world needs our help. How much of an awareness has to reach every bit and corner of this universe? This man, and more like him, were dead even before dying. That day I made a solemn promise that whatever it takes, I would contribute and become the brand ambassador of hope. If not me, who? If not now, when? I decided to speak up. And ever since, I have associated myself closely to the noble cause of spreading cancer awareness. Since cancer is not an emblem of misery, sympathy, and hopelessness, broken crayons still color. Well, I'm still taking chances, continuing to be victorious and failing at a million other things simultaneously. I see life today, and I'm encouraged by what I see, and I'm strengthened by what I see, and I love what I see. since true fulfillment lies in expanding our horizons. Not merely being rich by money, but being rich with stories to tell. We don't have it to have it all to figure out to move forward. Let's just take the next step. I am daily manifesting the person I wish to become, running the show by myself, visualizing as I want to be, and showing up as the hero of my life each and every day. Nelson Mandela said, "There's no passion to be found playing small and settling for the life that's less than one you are capable of living." Thank you so much for your patient listening.